For start recording. Okay, where is the page share? Now you have my page?
Yeah.
Okay. Hello Rick, I'm Shirin, and our team we wants to present for you the final project, social data mining. The project is a new sentiment analysis. In this part, I want to introduce the team members. I am a programmer, and Said is business analysis. Isai also is programmer. Samit is a document and designer the project, and Behavna is a data analysis. The agenda is including by introduction, data acquisition and storage, sentiment and analysis, image recognition, dashboard, and conclusion. Now, Said, he will continue the project.
Hi Rick, how are you? This is Said. I'm going to continue Shirin's speaking about the first page. The first part is about introduction. We are going to talk about sentiment analytic dashboard, analyzing the news data from Reuters, RSS feed, text and image analysis, sentiment analysis of each new articles, technology stack, and we are going to use some actually softwares that we are familiar with, like Python, MongoDB, Cloud Vision API, and jQuery. And we are going to talk about data acquisition and how is it going to be possible for us, and also storage. Our data source is from Reuters RSS feed, one of the most famous global news agency, and it's going to be refreshed every day with 20 new news for 5 days. And we are going to use feed parser library to get all the articles linked. Also, web scraping with Beautiful Soup. We are going to use Beautiful Soup to extract contents of the news. And this is the way that data acquisition and storage take place. And we are going to use Word News RSS feed, which is going to be programmed by Python and using the Django web application. And after that, it goes to MongoDB Cloud Server, and we can actually get the data from there. And yeah, thank you. I'm going to pass to Bhavna to continue about data acquisition.
Thank you, Said, Shirin. The Said is Bhavna. I'm going to explain the data acquisition part. So for data acquisition, first we have defined a function, get all articles. And here what we are doing, here is the link of the news feed. We are extracting the news from the reuters, world news. So first we have to parse the news because the news is in the form of string and we cannot process the string. So yeah, and here we made a loop, for loop, and here first we're gonna print the entries and we're gonna store the entries in the response object. And here we have made some objects like content page, data division story, page content stories, and page text stories. For division story, for content, and for text. And what we are doing, we are using the images, and images are associated with the article. So image, for the image we have image tag, image URL, image text. So when image is not none, then when image tag is not null, it will not gonna display anything. And if image is there, then it will show the image URL and image text. Next.
And Yeah, sure. And here, Rick, I want to complete the Mona. Here we use the beautiful soup, and as you know, the beautiful soup is a class in the Python. It's really effective and helpful for us to handle the HTML tag and parse the CSS in this kind of things. And it's like the platforms connection between Python and HTML. We have that, and from this class we can parse everything and go throughout the web HTML pages. And in this part, as you can see, as Mona told, if there is a no if there is an image tag, here it will find the image, then it comes the extract the source and area label and create the image object in the MongoDB. Mona, please continue.
Yeah, thank you, Sharon. For the data storage, first we need to make a connection. So for the data storage, we are using the data MongoDB database, and first we have to make a connection. And for the connection, we have to copy a string, connection string, and our database name is news DB. So it will gonna return the database information. So what we're gonna do, this method will insert and update the data in the MongoDB database, and we have to define function insert one news. What it will gonna do? Uh, we have created a object collection. So when we're gonna extract the news from the user's article, it will gonna store in the collection, and then we will present we will print the result. Yeah. Yeah, so this is the image of our database MongoDB. So our database name is newsdb. Here we made a table, users article. Here we have 100 documents inside, and in the collection we have and it is a live streaming. Like when we search for any key in the dashboard, then it will gonna store here in the database in the collection folder. Yeah, thank you.
Isai?
Sorry, what my microphone was.
Yeah, it is the part sentimental analysis, please.
So, well, for the sentiment analysis, what we did was to find the sentiment of every article before sending it to the database. So we were sure that every article that was going to MongoDB has first the sentiment analysis, so a label to say if it's positive, negative, or neutral. So to do that, we use the letter sentiment to find the polarity, and basically is this function. So given an article, we are extracting the text, the content of this article, and we are analyzing it. So what is happening here is that it's giving a score, neutral score, a negative score, and a positive score. In this case, the compound, and well, finally, the sentiment label. So in this case, we finally give a label to see if it's positive, negative, or neutral. This score is from -1 to 1.
Exactly. And also, Isai, about the dataset. You created that and it comes to the Eric, you can see Isai created that and it comes to the component negative, neutral, positive. Everything's we have here, it's now in the MongoDB.
Yes. So first, everything first passes through this analysis before going to MongoDB. So we calculate the sentiment analysis for all the articles. We are doing this for every article, and we are removing the stop words using penalty. Once we remove the stop words, we find the frequency of what is the most important what's important words in there. So my teammate Shireen is going to tell you a little bit more about it.
Thank you so much, Isai. Now, in this part, I'm gonna talk about the process centimeter result. These functions calculate overall centimeters of all the articles, and it will find the frequency word from using NLTK and showing by cloud words, and it will return us all the news we have. As you can see, we use the NLTK frequency here, and it will comes to all of them. It will return us as a response. And in the next slide, I use this another function process test again. The initial the function, it will start with the list articles. Here we remove all the stop words in English. We don't which we don't need that. And also we have some points like stop words, colon and semicolon, and we don't want to calculate them as a word. So here also we use the regular expression. And in this part we converted all the articles. We use the tokenizer, and moreover we converted all of them to the lower, because we don't want to calculate every vocabulary as a double. For example, some one vocabulary like Iran, India, they will be a start with the capital I, and also it can be a start with the a small I. We want just one of them. And here we have the image recognition part. In this part we use the Google Cloud Vision API, and the benefit of them is you can register for that. It will gives you 300 credit for first 12 months, and after that if you finish your credit, it will ask you, do you want to charge you or no. One of the best image it is one of the best image recognition algorithms, and also it can detect and classify multi-objectives, including the location of each object within the image. And this is a part related to image recognition. Here there is a this function, it will pass the image URL in the news to Google Vision API, and Google Vision API, it will return to us all the tags it's related to that image, and the score show us the percentage of the match with that image. Now I'm gonna talk about Summit is going to talk about the dashboard. Summit, please.
Yep. Hi, Rick. I'm Sumit, and here I'm going to present a dashboard. Here you can see the polarity. It's showing the positive, negative, and neutral. And in the middle of the dashboard, you can see the top headlines from the news. And on the right side on the dashboard, you can see some of the vocabularies for the news. And you can, if you want to see any news from the headlines, just you have to click, select on the headlines. Then on the this board, okay. So if you select on the news from the headlines, you can see the details of the news, and you can see also the news are the positive, negative, or neutral, and this shows with the image. And on the bottom of the dashboard, you can see the image recognition, the what the image includes with like the statue, monument, art, tourist attraction, and that. And in this this dashboard, you can search any words. So if you search any words from the dashboard, you can get all the news from the headlines related to that word, and you can get that the vocabulary also related to that word. Here is the references that we use in our projects.
And finally, it finished our presentation, Rick. Now I'm gonna to show you the code and also the program, how is it running in the web page, how you can see that this program and this application is running with Django. And here I'm gonna to show you how is it working. Oh, I'm so sorry, my is finishing the battery. Oh, that's okay. Now here you can see I'm running the project. For example, if I can do again the refresh of that, and so it is refreshing, and I can show you here. You can see all of the, as a Samit told you in the picture. Now here I can show you in the real all the news. They comes the header of them is comes to here, and moreover you can see the frequency of them. And if you click on the vocabulary, you can see the number of the frequency. And here you can see the positive, negative, and neutral. Here our neutral is 1% and positive 40% and 49. Now I want to click on one of the news, for example England. And now we comes to this part. As you can see, unfortunately this news is a negative news, and you can see the image related to that news and the detail of the content. And here we have the image recognitions. As you can see, it's a metropolitan area, its architecture, and it's a daytime, and it's landmark. And I can click on another news, for example British. As you can see, it's changing. It's a positive news. The headline is comes, and this is all the contents, the picture, and there is a no tag for that news. And another I want to try for that, for example Tokyo. For Tokyo also there is a no image on the papers on the news. There is that was a kind of the news without image, and we consider that if there is a no image, put that. And unfortunately also it's a negative that. And about the China, also it's there is a no image for that. And another Singapore. For Singapore you can see that there is a picture for that. This can be the positive, and the people you can see in the, recognized by the Google, it's 94. There is a water and the tourism, because this is a ship, and so it can detect that. And here we can search, for example about the war. Here all the news comes related to the war, and unfortunately 70% is negative, and you can see the vocabulary related to that news. Or for example related to Iran, if I search that, you can see the vocabulary related to Iran, and the some news is related to Iran and the polarization of that. If I click on that, you can see here it's related to president of the Iran, and this is the negative. And image recognition of that is 58% speech and word 53. And here if you for example one I want to search the vocabulary like Rick. I know there is a no, but just I want to show you the ability the application. You can see there is a message for that, no news found for the keywords you search it. Now this is the final of the our presentation, and thank you so much, Rick. I appreciate you, and we want to upload that on the YouTube, and we will send for you. Anybody has a question or not?
Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Shirin. Thank you all.
Yeah, thanks everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Okay, so I'm gonna to finish the record.